Good morning, students. Let us begin the discussion of variables in C under Module 3 of COM 101. What is a variable? A variable is a named memory location to store data in the main memory of the computer. Whenever we give data to the computer, it is stored in the main memory of the computer. The main memory of the computer does contain many memory locations. We don't know in which location the data given by us is stored. So, we name the memory locations to refer them. With the help of these names, we can enter the data, change the data, and perform operations on the data. So, with the help of the variable, we try to name the memory locations in the computer. And these variables can represent numeric values, characters or character strings, or floating data type or integer data type, any data type that is supported by the language C. Let us see the example of memory locations in a computer. Assume that these are the memory locations in your computer. These are the memory locations in your computer. And this numbers or the addresses to the locations. Each and every memory location has got its own address. Address, ADD or ESS, address. And these addresses are machine dependent. We don't know the address of a memory location in the computer as it is machine dependent. It varies from computer to computer. So it is not possible for us to make use of this memory location with the help of this address as we don't know the address. That's why we try to associate a name to this memory location. Like this. We try to give a name to this memory location. The name is number 1. And this number 1 is pointing to the memory location and whose address is 1007, which is not known to us. And we try to name another memory location by giving the name as number 2. And so with the help of the name number 1, we can save the data here. For example, if I wanted to save the data 2, wait 1 minute, I'll pick up the pen. If I wanted to save the data 2, I can save the data with the help of the name number 1. And if I wanted to save the number 3 here, it is also possible for me. And if I wanted to change the number 3 to 4, then it is also possible. I can change it to 4 with the help of the name number 2. I can add these two numbers, 2 and 4, with the help of the names number 1 and number 2. So, with the help of the variables, what we try to do is, we try to name the memory locations in the main memory of the computer, even though we don't know the associated addresses of those locations in it. So, every variable should have a name called as variable name. And this variable name indicates what sort of value the variable represents. For example, in this memory location, if at all I declare the number 1 as an integer value, I can save only integer values here. It is not possible for me to save a floating point number 2.5. It is not possible because it has been declared only to save an integer value, not a floating point value. That's why we say the variable represents, the variable's data type indicates what type of value, what sort of value the variable represents. So each variable name has a variable name and a data type associated with it. We have to follow certain rules for constructing variable names. must begin with a letter, an alphabet. Say for example, NAME is a variable name. Number, NUMBER or NUM is itself a variable because they starts with a letter. And the first 8 characters, you can have more than 8 characters also, but the first 8 characters alone can be recognized by the compiler. Then the uppercase and lowercase are different, are significant. That means capital A is not capital A is not one and the same as small a. Capital A is not one and the same as a small a. The word written as N, capital N, small a, small m, small e is not one and the same as small n, small a, small e. They are different. That's why we say uppercase and lowercase are significant. It should not be then the next point is it should not be a keyword. Keyword is a reserved word in C compiler. For example, main is a keyword. MAIN, main is a keyword. It cannot be used as a variable. If you try to use it as a variable, it will give error messages. Like this, many keywords are there. You find out the list of keywords in C and never try to use those keywords as variable names in the C programs. And the white spaces are not allowed. You can not have NA followed by a space followed by ME. It is not a valid variable name at all. It is something wrong. It should be continuous. It should not have any embedded space inside it. And the underscore is the only special character that you can use in the variable name. It is not a hyphen, rather than it is an underscore. Try to remember it. It is not a hyphen, rather it is an underscore. Let me give examples of valid variable names, so that it will be easy for you to frame the variable names in your programs. Average is a valid variable name because it starts with a character and it does not have any. It is not a keyword in the C language. Sum is a valid variable name. Mark 1. It starts with the letter. And it can be of any combination of characters and the numbers. So it is a valid variable name. STU underscore ID. I told you the allowed special character is only the underscore. So it is a valid variable name. Now I will show you the examples of invalid variable names. Main. It is not a valid variable name because it is a keyword. Include. It is not a valid variable name because it is a keyword. S at GMA is not a valid variable name because this is not allowed special character in the variable names. And these two are not allowed in the variable names. So these are the examples I can list down to you for invalid variable names. So you can find out whenever a question is asked, you can judge whether it is a valid variable name or invalid variable name depending upon the rules which we discussed. And before using the variable names in the program, we need to declare it to the compiler. So the variable names are declared to the compiler through the declaration statements. And the declaration of variable must be done before they are used in the program. It is most important. It is not possible for you to make use of the variables, to use the variables without the declaration. So the declaration of the variables must be done before the variables are being used in the program. And there is one general form that we should follow for declaring the variables. The declaration of the variables general form is data type followed by variable name. If you have only one variable name, you can terminate here itself, or else if you have a list of variables, then variable 1, comma, variable 2, comma, variable 3, at the end you are supposed to terminate it with the help of the statement terminator. This declaration statement is a statement in C, so you have to terminate with the statement terminator semicolon. Let me go for an example. Here I have declared a variable, namely count, count, with the data type int. So this variable is used to represent an integer value in the memory location. And here I am trying to declare two variables, namely number, total, as integer type. So first, as we saw, the general syntax says data type, that is the data type is integer, followed by the variable 1 and comma variable 2, then at the end statement terminator semicolon, int number comma total semicolon. The comma is the variable list separator, whereas the terminator statement semicolon is the statement terminator. In the third example, I am trying to declare a variable, namely average, which is of the data type float. Under the description of the data types, I told you the floating point numbers are represented by or defined by the keyword float, float. And so float followed by average declares that the variable average is used to store a floating point number in the memory location. Now let us see a sample program which uses a variable. So as usual, you go for the compiler directives, include standard input output.h, include conio.h, and you start the main function and start the body of the main function with the help of the flower bracket. Then declare a variable namely number, and the data type of this variable is integer. This is a valid variable name. number is a valid variable name. It starts with a letter. Of course, it doesn't have any special character. It is not a keyword also. So it is a valid variable name, and the data type associated with this variable name is number. So we can say any whole number in the variable number. Then terminate it, of course, with the help of the statement terminator semicolon. Then next, I would like to clear the screen with the help of the clear screen. Terminate it. Then I assign a value to the variable. I assign a value. This equal sign is called as assignment operator. Assignment, ASSIGN, assignment, MENT, assignment, assignment operator, OPERATOR, assignment operator. This equal sign is an assignment operator. ASSIGN MENT, assignment operator, because it assigns the value 3 to the variable number. That means this 3 will be put into the corresponding memory locations which is named as number. Now once after storing this value 3 in the variable number, I try to retrieve it to print with the help of the print function. Here I have made use of the printf statement. Printf the value in the variable number, here I have to add or, number is %d. This is an escape sequence and this is a control string which is used to print an integer number. So whenever you want to print integer number, you make use of this control string %d. This is called control string, control, control sequence. Since I don't have a very good control over this new mouse that I am using now. So do remember that it is a control string. It is a control string, control sequence. It is control sequence. Followed by it, you close the quotes, double quotes, and then comma, then the name of the variable is most important. Then the name of the variable. So, in order to print the value, what you have to use it? You have to make use of the control sequence %d in the program. %d in the program. Okay. Then of course end with the get character and close the body of the program. Compile it, give a name to it, compile it, run it, and the output of the program will be like this. I'm sorry, I'm making you to wait much. I don't know what happened to my control. Output of the program will be 3. That's all. Thank you, student. I hope with this you would have understood the variables. You try to do more programs using variables. I have listed 2-3 programs using variables in the assignment also. You try to do it on your own in the Turbo editor, compile it, run it. So with this, we'll come to an end of the session. Have a good day.